Hey guys, look what just rolled in. The Ecotric 20 Starfish. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, I'm not a real big fan of these romper room looking decals on here. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, that's the way they want to decal their machine. That's them. Now, what I will tell you is that I really like this bike as far as just the stuff that comes with it. Okay, I love it when these companies put a nice rack on the back of the bike. Okay, because I notice a lot of companies, they always get you on an extra on this rack. I can't tell you how many of these e-bikes that I've bought that I had to go back to their website and buy a rack. Okay, it's been a considerable amount of, I think 4 that I had to go back and buy a rack. And those racks are like 50, 60 bucks a piece. So yeah, it's nice when they put a nice little rack on there for you, because the rack is not really a real expensive item. Okay, but it's a little up and extra thing they can get you with down the road. So anyway, so let's just take a look at this bike. This is a 20-inch, which is a nice size folding bike, and it folds right down here. Right here's the latch to fold it. It's got some nice fenders on it. It's got a 12 and a half amp hour battery, 350 watt motor. It's got disc brakes in the back. That's on the other side. I'll show it to you. But on the front, it has this something I haven't seen in maybe like 40 years. I've never seen it on an electric bike ever. Is the old style pad brakes that you would have on your old 10-speed. They still make them for bikes, but for e-bikes, I have yet to see those on an e-bike. This is the first time I'm ever seeing that. So I guess that's a little cost-saving measure. You got some reflectors on the tires. It has a speed sensor on here, which most 14-inch bikes don't have. It has a little battery gauge here. The seat is very hard, and I will probably not keep it. It has a reflector in the back. It has, all the controls, a headlight, and the control panel, and all that stuff up at the top, which I'll bring the camera down to show you here in a minute. Yeah, the tires are real nice. They're street tires. It's not made for off-roading or anything. Like I said, they got nice fenders on there. The kickstand is adjustable, which I am going to adjust this one because it does lean to the left a little bit. So I'm going to adjust it up a little higher, maybe about 2 inches, or maybe about 1 inch actually, to make it come up a little higher. The top speed on this is 20 miles an hour. It's a class 2. So yeah. Looks real nice, man, real nice. And like I said, there was no assembly involved in this thing. The only thing you had to do was put the handlebar on. Other than that, and the seat and the pedals. Folding pedals, which is always nice that they give you those. So yeah, like I said in some other videos, folding bikes need to come with folding pedals. If you sell a folding bike, you got to put folding pedals with it. I mean, come on, them things are cheap. Those pedals are not expensive. So yeah, you have a folding bike, you need folding pedals. Okay, so the bike folds here. It's just like your typical folding bike, right? So when I put them in my car, I fold them in half. I drop this down. Usually I pop the seat off and take the battery out, and it makes folding that thing and picking it up and putting it in your trunk super easy. Now this thing weighs, I think, 53 pounds. So you got a 53-pound bike at a 12.5 amp hour battery. So I'm going to guess that you're going to get about 20, I would say throttle only, you are probably going to get about 23 miles. That would be my guess. I mean, I'm pretty good at guessing this stuff because I have so many bikes and I've done this so many times as far as riding these bikes. So I'm going to say about 23 miles for a 12 and a half amp hour battery. Yeah, throttle only. Then the bike's not that heavy, so it's only 53 pounds. So yeah, That's what I'm gonna. That's gonna be my guess. So we'll have to find out how accurate I am when we get to the range test, right? Then we'll find that out. Now it does have the swappable battery, you know, the pull-out kind, which actually I used to never be a fan of these kind of batteries. The kind that were in the frame, I kind of like those. But what I'm discovering, because I just got, you know, like 7 bikes in the last 2 weeks, what I'm finding out is a lot of these batteries are swappable between the bikes. So you can, some of these you can take it out. This one would be a no on that because of the fact that it doesn't have the plug. But the kind that plug in right here, I seen 3 of them of the bikes I just got in. I can swap in between the bikes, you know, because those are 48-volt bikes, and I can swap those batteries out of all 3 of those models into the same bike. So I could like stack 2 on the pad in the back and take off with the one. Man, I could go forever with that. Okay, so yeah. So I'm starting to like these kind of batteries a little bit because you can find these models and swap these batteries out. So yeah, that's a pretty good deal. So let's bring the camera down here and I can show you just the, you know, the close-up on a couple of these things real quick. Here's the Shimano drivetrain there. There's the shifter. Here's the control panel. You turn it on like that. Now it has 3 speeds or 3 modes. We don't know what those mean until we get out there and try it. Now here's a little button here for 6-kilometer walking mode. Then here's your power of your battery. Then you got your bell. Then you got your headlight, which is just one of those, you know, strap-on things. You know, you just click it. There's the light on the thing there. Don't look at my dirty dishes, please. There's not that many. There's only a pan and a couple forks. So there's your light. I think it's one of them battery. Is it battery? I think it is. You guys, I was putting 7 bikes together in the last week, so I can't really remember every little detail here. So yeah, that has I think it has 2 AAA batteries in there. Actually, that's what's in there. Okay, so here's that front brake I was telling you about. We haven't seen in like 50 years. There it is right there, with the little pad on it that rubs on the rim. So that was pretty strange. There's your little Starfish decals. Now I did see a YouTube video of some guy got a buffer and buffed these off, which I'm not going to do. Then here's your battery specs on the little label right there. It tells you how miles per hour. It says 20 miles an hour. I think I put 35 pounds of air in the tire. Here's your derailleur. Here's your nice little rack. Here's your battery, and has a little gauge here. Now you can test this gauge here if that gauge is, you know, not, well, you can compare them, you know, when you're out there riding. But yeah, I think you would be actually positively safe going 15 miles in this thing. I wouldn't even think about worrying about it. There's the speed sensor on there. Here's the back. Here's your disc brake in the back. It has nice tires on it. They have nice tread on them. Nice fenders. They're plastic, but they the full coverage on the back one, so nothing's going to splash up here on the battery. You see the fender completely comes down and covers the whole frame. Actually, it's bolted to the frame. And here's the kickstand, and it's adjustable. There's a screw right back where my finger is back here. You can raise and lower the kickstand, which I am going to do. So yeah, I can't wait to take it out for a little test ride. Yeah, looks great. And to be honest with you, the step-through design, I actually like that. Okay, because I'm old. I'm 65. Okay, so it's hard for me to hike that old-ass leg up in the air and, you know, flip it over. So yeah, I like the step through. It makes it easier for me to get on and off the bikes, you know. So yeah, there you go, guys. So here's your little overview video, and then we'll get going and get it riding whenever it gets to be I'll wait till it gets up to at least 45 before I take it out. All right, guys, have a nice day. All right, guys, I just wanted you to see how it was boxed. There's a little dent in the box right there, but nothing major. Nothing major at all. So, anyway. Okay, so there it is. It's, to me, it looks to be fully assembled except for the handlebars, like most bikes, and the seat. It might even have the pedals on there because it's the way it's folded. So they got the bike folded, all assembled. You just got to drop on the seat, flip up the handlebar, and that's actually attached, and just put the top part of the handlebar on right there. So it's just like all of them, you know.
That's all, folks.